Now we are recording the session. Let me call the attendance first, okay? As soon as you hear your name, please answer present. Okay? Let's start. Let me see. Okay, here it is. Okay, here it is. Okay, let's start. Is Arancibia Arias Josman Julio here? Okay, not here. Is Arteaga Arancibia Micaela here?
Here.
Okay. Bautista Sebastián?
Here present. Good afternoon.
Okay, good afternoon. Camberos Natalia? Okay, not here. Duarte Aramayo Pamela?
I'm here, teacher.
Thank you. Durán Choque María Fernanda?
Present, teacher.
Okay, thank you. Hinojosa Prada Jorge? Okay, not here. Liendo Rodrigo? Okay, not here. Simons Montellano Carla?
Present, teacher.
Okay, thank you. And Villalobos Pareja María José?
Present, teacher.
Okay, thank you. Now, let's move on to the other course. Let's see. Okay, here it is. Okay, Álvarez Orias Genaro Mauricio?
Present.
Okay, thank you. Arce Alave Ángela María?
Present.
Thank you. Caicina Ancho Mario? Okay, not here. Crobo Machicao Mariana?
Present.
Thank you. Medinaceli Torres Rubén?
Present.
Okay, thank you. Obando Pérez Carla?
Present, teacher.
Thank you. Orias Cadima Cristian Adrián?
Present.
Thank you. Finally, Vargas Ramos Amilcar Reinaldo?
Present, teacher.
Okay, thank you. Nice. So I think we're gonna start. I'm gonna share my screen right now. So I hope you all guys are ready to start, okay? We're going to practice reading as I was telling you a couple of minutes before. And today we're going to consider six aspects, okay? Of the TOEFL
Teacher,
test.
sorry.
Tell me.
I didn't listen my name. I'm not sure if I'm in the list.
Okay, can you tell me your name?
Mario Acho.
Okay, I called you. You are Caicina Acho Mario, right?
Yeah.
I
All
called
right.
you. I called you. I
All
think
right.
you. I assume that you were not here, but do not worry. Now you're present. No problem.
Okay, thanks, teacher.
Okay, thanks for letting me know. Okay, now I'm gonna share the screen. Okay, if there is any problem, something that may be going wrong, you have any doubt, any question, please let me know. Okay, you are here to practice. I am here to help you. Okay, so with that in mind, let's start. I'm gonna start sharing my screen. Please let me know if you can see the screen. It is important for me to know that. Can you see the screen?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Yes. Is it visible?
Okay, this is the writing section. No, this isn't. Okay, here it is. Now, we're going to start, okay? Let's see. As I was telling you, today we're going to cover reading, okay? We're going to practice with reading. As your partner was saying, in the TOEFL test, you will have a reading section, okay? In this reading section, you will read, I don't know, 3 or 4 paragraphs or essays, let's say, or fragments of, I don't know, a book, a magazine, or whatever, okay? But you will read. You will be reading a passage, okay? A reading passage. Okay. While reading these passages, you will have to answer some questions, okay? Particularly here, we have some kind of questions, okay? A variety of questions that you have to recognize in order to answer the best way possible. Let's see. Here, can anybody help me reading this? The factual information.
I can do it.
Okay, please let me help me, please.
Okay, factual information. It asks to recognize information that is explicitly stated in the text and major ideas, supporting details, and definitions.
Okay, what is this kind of question about? Well, factual information. You will be asked to find information that you can read from the text, okay? It is stated, it is explicit, okay? In this kind of questions, you are supposed to answer or to find the major ideas of the text, supporting details and definitions or concepts, okay? So be careful with this kind of questions. This is the easiest question in the reading section. Why? Because the answer is in the passage, okay? It is explicitly stated, as it says here, okay? So this is the first kind of question that you have to consider. Let's see. Okay. Now, please, can anybody help me reading the second one, please?
Yes,
Teacher,
teacher.
I'm sorry, teacher. Is it possible to record? I think you forgot.
We are streaming on YouTube and it will be saved after we finished. So do not worry, you will be able to watch it. Did you understand?
Yeah, teacher.
Okay, so after we finish the class, you can go to the YouTube channel and the session will be there. Okay, please, who was the person who was going to help me?
Teacher, I can.
Okay, thank you, please.
Negative factual information. Instead of only one answer being true, 3 of the 4 answers are true. Determine which one is the false. Look for words like except or not. Info that is not in the text or is contradictory.
Okay, in this kind of question, it is really similar to factual information, but you will have, I don't know, four choices, 4 options. 3 of them will be true, and 1 of them will not. So you have to look for the answer that is not true, okay? This is the tricky part of this question. You have to find the one that is not true, okay? 3 of them will be true, but 1 of them will be false, I think. Okay, so you have to find the word that is false, okay? You have to look for words like except or not in the question. If you find this kind of words in the questions, now, well, you will determine that the question is a negative factual information, okay? So what kind of information you have to find? You have to find information that is not in the text or is contradictory, okay? If the option that you're going to choose is not mentioned in the text or is contradictory to what the text explains, well, that is the answer, okay? So consider that information to answer these kind of questions the best possible. Now, can anybody help me reading this part, please?
Teacher, can I?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Inference. To identify information or comprehend an idea that is not explicitly stated. Look for words like infer, imply, or suggest. Eliminate wrong answers. Skimming. Reading quickly to identify major points.
Thank you. Okay, inference. In this kind of questions, you are supposed to identify information that is not explicitly stated, okay? You have to infer. The information will not be explicit in the reading passage, okay? So you have to understand, and based on your understanding, you have to find the answer, okay? Okay, how to identify this kind of question? Well, in the question, you're going to find words like infer, imply, or suggest. If you can find or see these kind of words in the question, well, it will be an inference question, okay? What do you have to do to answer? First, you have to eliminate wrong answers. You're going to have some choices, okay? Based on those choices, you have to eliminate the ones that are wrong, okay? And another suggestion, you can apply scheming. What is scheming? You have to read quickly to identify major points. I'm going to show you a video on how to scheme properly, okay? But we're going to do that later. But you have to do this in order to answer this kind of question properly, okay? So please consider this kind of question as well. If you find these kind of questions, infer, imply, or suggest, well, it is an inference question. So consider that. Now, can anyone help me reading rhetorical purpose, please?
Yes, teacher.
Thank you. Please go on.
Rhetorical purpose, and this will ask why the author has presented a piece of information, to know the definition of keywords, to look for the most complete answer, and scheming.
Okay. So what do you have to consider in this kind of question? Well, in this rhetorical purpose, you will be asked to support or to justify why the author has presented a kind of information, okay? So for this kind of question, it is important for you to know the definition of some keywords, okay? It is really important that you know the concept of the definition of this kind of keywords. Usually the keywords are highlighted or are in bold, okay? So consider that aspect as well. In this part, in this kind of questions, you have to look for the most complete answer, okay? Maybe an answer is true, okay, is right, but it is incomplete. So what do you have to do in that case? Well, you have to find the most complete answer, okay? That is the way you have to answer these kind of questions. And also it is advisable to scheme, okay, to apply scheming in this kind of questions. Can anyone, any other person who wants to help me with vocabulary?
I can, teacher.
Please.
Vocabulary. It asks you to identify the meanings of words and phrases as they are used in a reading passage. Look for highlighted words and phrases. Build your vocabulary. Be aware of types of vocabulary, academic and specialized, given for you, and work on roots of words.
Okay, vocabulary. In this kind of questions, you're going to be asked to find maybe synonyms or antonyms. Okay, so it is really important for you to know the vocabulary that you are reading. What do you have to do in this part or in this kind of questions? You have to look for highlighted words. Okay, as I told you before, the keywords are highlighted, so you have to consider that aspect of those words. What else? You have to build your vocabulary, okay? It is important for you to practice. The more you know about the language in terms of vocabulary, it will be easier for you to understand any passage that you may read, okay? So what else? Be aware of the types of vocabulary you're going to encounter, okay? In these reading passages, you're going to find two kinds of vocabulary, the academic and the specialized vocabulary. The academic is the one that we know, we all know, okay? When learning a language, the academic language, okay? The academic vocabulary. And what about the specialized? Okay, the specialized is the kind of vocabulary that a field specifically uses. For example, we have some technical words, let's say, in medicine, in chemistry, in maths, in physics. We all have a particular way of speaking, okay? Technical words. Those technical words belong to the specialized vocabulary, okay? Those words, do not worry, are going to be included for you, okay? You're going to know, you're going to read what they mean, okay? So that you can understand what you are reading. Okay, so do not worry. The special vocabulary will be given to you before or while taking the test. So do not worry about it. And finally, you have to work on roots of words. What is it? What is this about? What does root mean? Can anybody tell me? What does this word mean? Root. Anyone?
It means raíz.
Okay, yes. If you work on roots of words, for example, some technical words that we use, any field uses, comes from Latin or Greek, you know? So if you know the meaning of a root, you will be in touch with its definition, okay? For example, the word terra, it is a good example. The word terra, it is in Latin, I think, yes. Terra means earth, right? The word terra, which in Spanish means tierra, comes from Latin and it means earth. So what happens if you see the word terrestrial? Okay, the root is ter. So if you know that terra means earth, okay, well, you are going to be able to know that that term is related to earth. So it is important that you work on roots, okay? You can find a lot of web pages where you can find these kind of words, Latin or Greek words. So I would suggest you check that out later, okay, guys? It is important. Let's move on. Can anybody help me reading this kind of question? Sentence simplification. Anyone? Okay, let me choose then. Okay, I don't know. Amilcar, are you there?
Yes, teacher.
Please, can you help me reading this?
Okay. It asks you to identify a sentence that has essentially the same meaning as a sentence from the reading passage. Pick the sentence that includes the essential information. Understand the relationship between pieces of information in the passage.
Okay, as your partner said, in this kind of questions, you're going to be asked to identify a sentence, okay? You're going to read some options in the paper, okay? You're going to read sentences, really simple sentences. What you have to do is the following. You have to identify the sentence that best summarizes what it is said in the reading passage, okay? You have to find the sentence that is essentially the same, okay, in terms of meaning from the reading passage. Essential information is the key word here. And you have to understand the relationship between pieces of information in the passage. That is important, okay? You have to find the appropriate sentence that summarizes all the information, the most important one, from the reading passage, okay? That is really important in this kind of question. Let's move on. Insert text. Can anybody help me? Or do you want me to choose?
I can do it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Insert text. Designs to show that you understand the logical order of ideas in a reading passage. Insert sentence into the text so that it has currencies. Know the pronouns to identify the placement of a sentence.
Okay. In this kind of questions, you're going to you will have to add, okay, some sentences into the text so that it has coherence. So what do you have to consider? You have to consider the pronouns, okay? You have to put the sentences the best way so that all the reading passage is coherent. Okay, guys? So you will have to click on the sentence, you will have to move it, and you will have to place it in the place that it belongs. Okay, guys? So that all the text has coherence. The most important part or aspect that you have to consider in this kind of question is the pronouns, okay? If you consider the pronouns, this question will be easy for you, okay, guys? So let's move on to the final one. Can anybody help me?
I can do it.
Okay, thank you. Go on.
Designed to show that you recognize the major ideas and the relative importance of information in a written passage. Select 3 options from 6 choices that express the most important ideas in the passage.
Okay, in this kind of question, not only a paragraph is important, but also all the text, all the passage, okay? In this question, you will have 6 choices, and you will have to choose 3 of them. The 3 that best expresses the most important ideas in the passage, okay? The most complete ones. 3 sentences that will summarize all the things you have read in the reading passage. Consider doing that, okay? Choose the 3 that you consider the most complete sentences, okay? That is the idea of this kind of question. Okay, guys, it is now time for you to practice. Is there any questions before we start? Is there any doubt, any question, any problem that you may have? It is time for you to speak. Any question? I am here to help. Remember that. Okay, I will assume that everything is right. Everything was understood the way it has to be. So we're going to start practicing. I hope you're ready. Please let me share this document with you. In that document, you're gonna find the reading passage. Okay? I'm gonna send the document to the chat box of Zoom. There, you're gonna find the first reading passage. Let me copy this into the chat box first. Okay, here it is. Yes, okay. I'm gonna copy this. If there is any problem, please let me know. The link is in the chat box. Please go there, click on it. And as soon as you're in the page, please let me know. Okay, Ruben Medina Torres is raising his hand. What happened, Ruben? Tell me.
No, Professor. It's a mistake. Sorry.
Oh, okay, it was a mistake. Okay, don't worry. Okay, Mario Achocaicina is raising the hand. Now, tell me.
Teacher, I think we need a request access.
Oh, okay, that was a mistake from me. Let me fix this.
Please, teacher, thanks.
Okay, I think now it's done. I'm gonna copy again. Try to click on the link again, please. As soon as you're there, please let me know.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, excellent. There you can see the reading passage. We're gonna be reading this passage, and then after we finish reading, you're going to start answering the questions that I told you about in the presentation, okay? Is everything clear? Guys, I need
Yes,
you
teacher.
to answer. Is everything clear?
Yes,
Are my
yes.
instructions clear?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, guys. Now, we're going to practice. I'm gonna give you, I don't know, it is 6:30. Okay, I'm gonna give you 15 minutes to read this passage, okay? 15 minutes, yes, it is okay. 15 minutes from now on. You have 15 minutes to read this passage. After that, we're going to start answering some questions about it. Okay, guys? Okay.
Okay, teacher.
Okay, thank you. Now, let's start, please. Start reading and be ready to answer some questions about it later. Let's start, please. Okay, did we finish reading? Guys, are you there?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, what about the rest? Did you finish reading?
Yes, teacher.
Okay,
Yes,
now let's
Yes.
start with the questions then. You will have only a couple of minutes to answer, okay, each question. So be ready. I'm gonna start sharing the screen right now. Can you see the questions, guys?
Yes, teacher.
Yes,
Okay.
teacher.
Now, in a separate piece of paper, please, or in a Word document, it is up to you. Please write only the answers, okay? I'm gonna read the questions for you. Question number 1. The word fair in paragraph 1 is closest in the meaning to A, meals, B, accompaniments, C, fluids, D, price. 30 seconds to answer. Okay, now let's answer question number 2. Please, can anybody help me reading the question number 2? Guys, are you there?
I will do it, teacher.
Okay, please.
Okay. And two, according to the paragraph 1, which of the following is true? Do I have to read the options too?
It is not necessary, please. You have 30 seconds to answer the question, please. Okay, time's up. Let's move on to question number 3, okay? I'm gonna read for you. 3. The phrase derived from in paragraph 2 is closest in meaning to A, given to, B, prepare for, obtain from, C, and D, moved from. Please, 30 seconds to answer. Okay, guys, time for question number 4. I'm gonna read it for you. The word glossy in paragraph 2 is closest in meaning to A, pretty, B, fragrant, C, shiny, D, matted. 30 seconds to answer, please. Okay, time's up. Let's move on to question number 5. What does the author say about the spices? 30 seconds to answer, guys. You can also see the whole paragraph here. Okay, guys.
Teacher, can you show the options, please?
Okay, there it is. Gonna give you 15 extra seconds, okay? Okay, guys. Let's move on to question number 6 now. Okay? I'm gonna read it for you. 6. The author mentions all the following about alcohol, except 30 seconds to answer. Okay, guys, ready to work on question number 7, okay? Let's move on. 7. The word advent in paragraph 3 is closest in meaning to A, alert, B, development, C, insurgents, D, proceeding. Please, 30 seconds to answer. Okay, time's up. Let's move on to question number 8, please. Number 8. According to paragraph 3, seed plants are also used for 30 seconds, please. Okay, guys, time's up. Let's go to number 9. I'm gonna read it for you. According to paragraph 4, how does plant life positively affect the environment? 30 seconds to answer. You also have the chance to read the paragraph. Okay, time's up. Let's move on to question number 10 now. I'm gonna read it for you. Which of the following best expresses the essential information in the highlighted sentence in paragraph 4? Incorrect choices change the meaning in important ways or leave out essential information. Remember, this is a kind of question that I told you about, the sentence simplification one. So remember the aspects that I told you. Please, 30 seconds to speak, to answer. Okay. Now we're going to stop in this question, okay? The next class, we're going to continue with the answers. But what I want you to do now is please share your answers, okay? After we finish this class, share all your answers from 1 to 10 in the WhatsApp group. Okay, guys? Are my instructions clear?
Yes, Mister.
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
Okay, please share all your answers. On Friday, we're going to continue with this exercise, and I'm going to share the answers and some comments about your possible responses. Is it clear, guys?
Yes, teacher.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, guys. So please, I would really appreciate you do that in the WhatsApp group. Now, before you leave, as we always do, please complete the daily survey that I am about to send you, and then you can leave the session. Thanks for attending, and see you on Friday. If there is any question, any comment or something, please send me a WhatsApp text, okay? I am here to help, as I told you. Thanks for attending one more again, please. After you finish this survey, you can leave.
Thank you, teacher. Bye.
Bye-bye, take care.
Bye, teacher. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, teacher.
Bye.
Bye, teacher.
Bye,
Bye,
teacher.
Bye.
everybody.
Bye, teacher.
Bye-bye.